Oh my gosh, Claire, look at this delicious keto meal. Doesn't that look so good?
Wait, that does look really yummy. Where did you find that?
It's on this keto Instagram account I follow. It has like 1 million followers. There are a bunch of keto accounts. They all have nearly 1 million followers.
Yeah, wait, all these accounts link back to the same exact product. They're just trying to sell this 28-day guide to the keto diet. And on their website, it even says that Instagram influencers make 75% of the profit and target women 35 to 65 years old.
It also says the meals are low carb and high fat. That's kind of surprising. What does the keto diet mean anyway?
Well, the keto diet is based on the idea of your body being in ketosis, so your body is working off an alternative fuel source, ketone bodies, rather than glucose. This is a defense mechanism against starvation.
Wait, that's interesting. Why would I want my body to work off of ketone bodies instead of glucose? Who made up this diet and why does it even exist?
Well, according to Wheelis in 2008, the ketogenic diet was actually created by Dr. Wilder at the Mayo Clinic in 1921. The high fat ketogenic diet was proposed as an alternative to intense fasting to decrease these seizures. So the diet wasn't even created for weight loss.
I found this video where they talk about the 28-day keto diet, and the woman makes sure to say that she's not a scientist and just like me, it worked for her.
Well, she's trying to relate to you to gain your trust. I learned that from reading Willingham's book, When Can You Trust the Experts?
But they also talk about a case study a professor of nutrition did on himself.
That's not a very reliable claim either. Case studies aren't a good source of evidence because they're not empirical, so their results aren't generalizable and they aren't peer reviewed by other experts. So there's no way to know if they align with other scientific research. Also, Willingham's book said that often people just try to use authority to convince us of things.
Well, listen to this. The website even claims if you follow the 28-day keto guide, you can benefit by losing up to 21 pounds in 1 month, dropping 5 dress sizes, losing 3 inches from your waist in the first week, eliminating belly fat, improving skin, hair, mental capabilities, sleep, energy levels, type 2 diabetes, and your cholesterol.
Well, none of the research they cite contains the name of the article or the researchers, just the journal and publication year, and that's a little bit suspicious.
You're right. It looks like we're going to have to do some research. I'll call you back once I know more.
Sounds good. Well, what'd you find?
A lot. When it comes to the claim of losing 3 inches from your waist in 1 week or dropping 5 sizes, evidence is scarce. I found a study by Castellana and colleagues that examined 12 other studies of the keto diet and found that obese participants lost 3.5 inches from their waist circumference in the first 28 days, not the first week.
That makes these drastic size reduction claims and losing 3 inches in 1 week sound pretty unlikely.
Yeah, it really does. And also, it's important to know that none of these studies were blinded, so we can't rule out the placebo effect or experimenter bias. And most of the studies included in this analysis had no control group or comparison, so these participants might have lost weight regardless of the keto diet through exercise or other measures. And on top of all of that, 3 of the 12 studies included received funding from the weight loss industry. So these studies had a conflict of interest that could have swayed them to portray their results in a certain way. And not to forget, these results can't be generalized to adults without obesity.
True. I also found a similar study that looked at weight loss in obese and overweight adults. In this study, Tay and colleagues looked at various diets over longer periods of time. On a low carb, high unsaturated fat, and low saturated fat diet, participants lost an average of 14 pounds. They also measured their weight circumference and they only lost 7.9 centimeters, roughly 4 inches. But this was after 2 years on the diet.
Wow, 2 years? I guess it must be harder to maintain the weight loss after a longer period of time.
Yeah, I agree. Even though there is a decrease in weight circumference, it's hard to believe that it would eliminate all belly fat.
You're right. I found another study done by Brinkworth and colleagues. They also looked at a population with obesity like the other studies, and people on a low carb diet lost an average of 33 pounds, but in a year.
I guess we proved our point again. There is weight loss, but that really doesn't come that fast.
Yeah, it looks like these studies mainly focus on obese and overweight populations. They don't really focus on the population without obesity. What did you find about the supposed health benefits of the keto diet?
Well, I found a study done by McLaren and colleagues that actually took a look at how the keto diet affects people psychologically, which this is awesome because mainly research focuses on physical outcomes such as weight loss and cholesterol levels. They did find that the keto diet was associated with less negative mood in individuals.
Whoa, well, that study seems to support what they promised.
Well, although they found this to be true, it's important to understand if this would actually apply to you. This study measured mood after 3 months of the keto diet. So it might take a little bit longer than 28 days to see these effects.
Yeah, you're right. They also claim that keto would improve mental sharpness and clarity. I found a study by Yakovides and colleagues that compared the ketogenic diet to a typical high carbohydrate, low fat diet, and they found there was no significant difference in cognitive capabilities, speed, accuracy, nor memory. They also found that the keto diet did not improve sleep or mood, so it's possible that that claim of improved mood is questionable too.
Yeah, well, those claims about mood, sleep, and mental improvement seems questionable to me too.
Yeah, they do. Did you find anything about energy?
Yeah, I found a study by Green and colleagues on weightlifters. They found that when comparing performance after 3 months of normal diet or 3 months of keto, there were no differences in weightlifting performance.
Oh, interesting. That's surprising.
It is, but these results are based off of a really small sample size, and two participants dropped out. And it's hard to say if these participants were really following the keto diet because they were monitoring their meals themselves and not the researchers. The researchers also found that weight loss included loss of lean muscle mass. Did you find anything about the claim that keto increases energy?
Yeah, I did. I found a study by Shoden and colleagues where women on a 4 week low carb, high fat diet perceived significant energy deficits during both daily activities and during exercise. That sounds like a decreased energy to me. And there was a high dropout rate after doing the ketogenic diet, which makes the study less valid.
What about the claim to improve skin and hair? Did you find any research to support that? I couldn't find any.
No, I couldn't find any either. Did you find anything about cholesterol?
Yeah, a study done by Westman and colleagues focused on how the keto diet specifically affects patients with type 2 diabetes. They found that a low carb keto diet led to an increase of HDL cholesterol.
Wait, what is HDL cholesterol?
It's high density lipoprotein cholesterol. It's known as the good cholesterol because it helps remove other forms of cholesterol from your bloodstream.
Well, that sounds positive, but I don't have type 2 diabetes.
Yeah, you don't. Also, they did this study over a 24-week period. Even if you did have type 2 diabetes, you would need to be careful. 24 weeks is much longer than 28 days, especially when you talk about how intense the keto diet is.
Yeah, 24 weeks seems like a really long time to be on any diet, especially if it takes you that long to get the desired effects. Can you tell me more about the cholesterol problem? What about the bad cholesterol?
Yeah, another study by Bueno and colleagues examined 13 previous studies and found that a very low carbohydrate ketogenic diet also increased LDLs, which are low density lipoprotein cholesterols, which are known as the bad cholesterol. They also found that the effective health benefits differ very little between the keto diet and normal low fat diet. For the participants who all had obesity, the keto diet did have some benefits for their cardiovascular health, but these findings can't be applied to people without obesity. Additionally, all of the participants and researchers in these 13 studies knew who was doing the keto diet. So this means there might have been a placebo effect for participants or bias in the experimenters.
Yeah, that sounds right. So even though it increases the good cholesterol, it also increases the bad cholesterol. Doesn't seem super beneficial to me. I guess we can come to the conclusion that after all, the keto diet is not all that it's cut out to be.
You're right. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the keto diet can be beneficial in some ways for certain people, like those who are overweight. For example, a lot of studies found weight loss in populations with obesity. However, there's not much evidence for weight loss in populations without obesity. However, I think it's important for people to realize these results are not drastic over 28 days. They should be sure to monitor their cholesterol levels and possibly consult a doctor while on the keto diet.
Agreed. We can see how a lot of the research does not focus on people without obesity. And a lot of the studies included men, but this keto diet is targeting women only. We also found a lot of research studies that had really small sample sizes, possible confounding variables that could have caused the weight loss results rather than the keto diet. They had high dropout rates, and the research was often funded by the weight loss industry.
Well, looks like we should probably unfollow these keto Instagram accounts. I was blown away by how drastic these claims were, and none of them were backed up by research. Although weight loss can occur for some populations, these specific guarantees are not supported by research. I don't want to support an account that gives false information.
Yeah, we definitely should unfollow these Instagram accounts. I don't need any other diet influencers on my Instagram feed anyway.
True.